Alrighty, folks. Alright. Let's get this show started. As I mentioned, I'll be starting a World of Warcraft leveling series here on YouTube. And the name of the game is we'll be playing 1 through 60 here on the show, so without further ado, here we go. Alright, hopefully it's catching the game. Let's see if it is. I can hear it. Right. Alright. And we're going to be playing on Rivendare. Oh, sorry, not Rivendare, Area 52. There she is. Okay, alright, nice. Without further ado, let's kick off our leveling series. Disco Flame, like I said, she's going to be like my classic character, who already got to 60.
Given the recent political upheaval in Ironforge, the gnomes have suddenly found themselves unwelcomed guests within the city. Leveraging their ingenious technologies and unquenchable spirit for adventure, the gnomes have begun to reevaluate their role within Cosmodan. Under the inventive leadership of High Tinker Gelbin Mekatork, the gnomes now plan a daring campaign against the barbarous Troggs to retake their former capital of Gnomregon. With the odds stacked against them, the gnomes are counting on brave heroes such as you to stand and be counted. Your people's greatest hour draws near.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't remember exactly why the gnomes had to evacuate Gnomregon. I believe it had something to do with an experiment gone wrong. Pinned down, this is Nevin Twistwrench. My name is Nevin Twistwrench, and I'm the commander of the Survivor Assistance Facilitation Expedition, or SAFE. I don't know how you managed to survive the radiation down there, Disco Flame, but most of the others haven't fared so well. My team is rounding up survivors, but the radiation-addled leopard gnomes are too numerous for us to hold back much longer. They've lost their minds. You're still strong enough to wield a weapon or cast a spell. Would you help us clear out some of these leopard gnomes? Radiation, yeah, so it's like some kind of experiment, or maybe a bomb went off. I have to kill it.
Off and away.
Alright, and let's see here. I should have gear that I could use. Yeah, I've got a long history with WoW. I got back into the game originally way back in the Burning Crusade era. Wait, sorry. I believe I did play for a while in the Classic era, and then I played through Burning Crusade, and then I quit in Wrath of the Lich King. But I'm getting back into it, probably because of the Dragon expansion hype, and I don't know, probably because I just want to. Heirloom gear, sorry, but yeah, it'll make it easier for me to level. I think this is all I have. Right, rocking that dread mist. Yeah.
Greetings.
Again, 4 backpack slots. Okay, that's like all I have access to right now is Shadow Bolt. Part of the reason I picked Gnome is because of their racial passives, engineering specialization, but more importantly, expansive mind, maximum mana increased by 5%. Also got Escape Artist. Also got a Gnome Warlock as well. Not a Gnome, sorry, a Blood Elf Warlock. Okay. 2. Pretty easy so far. 16 copper on all those guys. man, Shadow Bolt doesn't hardly take up any mana. 4 mana. Yeah, back in the day, it used to take up a lot. Like, you'd have to tap all the time.
Can I help you? Hey.
Well done. And then you can take it from here. Let's focus on getting the other survivors out now.
Daylight's burning.
And level 2, we've already unlocked Corruption. I'm going to start preparing my men to leave this place. Can't hold out here any longer. I want you to move to a forward position in the middle of the large room ahead. You should find Carbo Blast Bolt there. I'll give you further instructions. Good luck. I'll see you on the surface.
Seeing you.
We'll be there before we know it. Corruption. Corrupts the target, causing 33 shadow damage over 14 seconds. Historically, one of the most damaging Warlock spells. I think for this playthrough, I'm going to be specializing in Demonology, as that's been my favorite branch of Warlock spec. I don't know, I might try Affliction, because my original Warlock was an Affliction Warlock. Shadow Mastery Ruin build was the one I had back in the day. Okay. There's something I was gonna look at, but I can't remember what. Alright, the map tells you where it is. It's up here.
Salutations.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry about that. Have you guys been looking at me the entire time? Ah. Oh. I might have to change some of my hotkeys. Yeah, it just occurred to me. Okay, alright. Hang on a second. Sorry guys, sorry. I guess this is why it's the first episode. Okay, let's see here. I just have to change this one. Yeah. Let's see, 1 and 2. Streaming for about 8 minutes. Today, like I said, our episode's going to be about 30 minutes to an hour, which will be the standard for the series. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to change a few of my binds, actually. Let me just update my hotkeys now, guys, because some of these aren't going to work. Or if I should just turn all of them off. That might be the fastest solution. Okay, hopefully that takes care of it. Sorry guys, the stream shortcuts were keyed to the hotkeys. That's the reason why you saw me after I hit 1, which would be the key for Shadow Bolts. So that's the reason why it defaulted to me. Yeah, sorry about that guys, but from here on it should be smooth sailing. Alright. Without further ado, did Nevin send you ahead? That means he's getting ready to end the mission, but there are still survivors to be rescued. You have to help them. If we don't do something quick, neither Nevin nor the survivors will make it out of here alive. I want to check the time. I'm going to give you my squad's emergency teleport beacon. You still have enough strength and ammunition to fight our way out of here, but those survivors are in no condition to make a run for it. Use the beacon on survivors to arrange for them to be teleported out of here to the safe area for Mother and Dad set up. Once you've done that, report back to me and we'll make arrangements to get you out of here.
Right.
Okay. They're all around here. Beam them up. Yeah, the heirloom gear that I'm wearing will make it easier for me to level. It will only be active until about level 4. In danger of degenerating into a lumber mill.
Can I help you?
See to the survivors. I know Nelvin will be pleased with all the survivors you managed to help. I still can't believe how you managed to stay strong down here in the radiation. You've seen the shape the other survivors are in. Let's get you to the loading room for decontamination.
You have a great day now.
Withdraw to the loading room. Excellent job gathering the other survivors. They and you are the reason safe teams keep coming down here. We won't resist until we've found and rescued every possible survivor. I'm sending my men to the loading room to prepare for decontamination. Please follow them and meet up with Gaffer. When you arrive, she'll set you up for decontamination and have you on the way to the surface.
Seeing you.
Alright, the Green Blade Hunter. Once I get to a transmogrify, we're going to transmog this set. It's actually pretty nostalgic having the Dread Mist on.
Pleased to meet you.
Here she is. Withdraw to the loading room. It's good to meet you, Warlock. We rarely come across survivors as strong and capable as you are. I can help you get decontaminated on your way out of here.
You have a great day now.
Alright, level 3, we're already unlocking Summon Imp. There we go. You've been down here in Numbergan for a long time, Disco Flame. It's amazing that you've survived and kept your wits so long. We need to get you out. Before we send you to the surface to join the rest of the gnomes, you have to go through the decontamination process. Just head into the next room and board the Sanitron 500. We'll do the rest. It shouldn't even hurt much. When you're all done, check in with the technician Braggle and he'll make sure to get you some suitable gear. Which I don't hardly need. Let's see. Commencing decontamination sequence. Not this again. I'm asking for a new start new station expedition. Next expedition. Decontamination complete. Stand by for delivery. Warning system overload. Malfunction imminent.
Pleased to meet you.
There. Now you're fit to head off to the surface and start your new life. The High Tinker will be delighted to hear of your arrival. Nevin has just sent word that he and his men are making their way to the surface. We'll be waiting for you in the building that Safe has established in its headquarters. See Torben Zablast over there? Talk to him when you're ready to head to the surface and he'll arrange to have you transported up there. It's been a pleasure meeting you, Disco Flame. I'm honored to have played a small role in helping you escape from Numbergan. Start your life on the surface. Speak to Torben Zablast to get teleported to the surface and report to Nevin to
Daylight's
Range.
burning.
Our imp is now Gump. Okay.
Good day to you.
Don't even have to wait for the lift. It's good to see you again. Without your help, we wouldn't have been able to get so many survivors out of Numbergan this time. Everyone's going to be thrilled to meet you and hear your story. Kind of makes me wonder if they're ever going to repopulate Numbergan. You know, it's kind of like Chernobyl. It's a victory for us every time we're able to help another survivor escape from the contaminated hulls of Numbergan. We're going to need all the help we can get to reclaim our home and rid ourselves of the trogs and irradiated gnomes. To that end, our leader, High Tinker Megatork, has assembled a team of trainers to help you learn your arts. Almar Grimm has taken up residence in the building just west of this one. He possesses powers similar to yours and can help you get adjusted.
You have a great day now.
Warlocks specialize in the dark arts.
Salutations.
Unlike mages who specialize in like arcane, fire, and frost, warlocks are more predisposed to like shadow and dark magic, which is why I like them. They're the cool casters.
Interesting. Greetings.
It's another one of Nevin's rescued survivors, huh? More than likely you saved his life from the trogs down there. Did he stumble over his words when he mentioned me? The man has a healthy respect for the demonic powers we channel. And this is the warlock trainer, by the way. I don't know if you'll remember Mechatork or not. Nevin tells me that memory losses are pretty common for a gnome or a survivor. Mechatork, or more properly, the High Tinker Mechatork, is leader of all the gnomes. He's made the habit of meeting with every rescued survivor personally. You should introduce yourself to him. He'll be with the War Council beneath the tent in the center of town.
Off and away.
The High Tinker Mechatork is practically the leader of the gnomes. Male? Not yet. We're leveling up pretty fast.
Salutations.
Even with me reading through quest text, which I don't normally do.
Well, fancy seeing you here.
This is him. Meet the High Tinker. It's good to meet you, Disco Flame. You've probably heard others speaking of Operation Number Gang. Let me tell you a bit about what happened while we left the Dwarven city of Ironforge. Ironforge is the Alliance capital, much like Orgrimmar is to the Horde. Somewhat a bit of controversy. Some people consider Stormwind to be the capital of the Alliance, but I consider them both to be major cities for the Alliance. The fight continues. The doors of Ironforge kindly took us in when the Trog invasion and radiation forced us to leave Nomergan for the first time. Even the kindness of friends can't club the line for home.
You left the factory setting on? Give me that controller, you idiot!
I sent out a call for brave gnomes and other members of the Alliance to help us regain control of Nomergan and defeat the usurper Thermoplug once and for all. I believe he's the capital of, I believe Nomergan's actually an instance that you can go into. He's the boss. We're unable to achieve everything Operation Nomergan set out to do, but Thermoplug is on the run and we're closer to home than ever.
Remember, safety first. We assembled a mighty force and defeated Thermoplug's servants, fighting our way into the city. But the usurper Thermoplug had one last trick up his sleeve. Super. Where are Thermoplug's defense forces?
I need to refill soon.
No! I won't allow you into my kingdom, usurper! I won't allow it! Activate the ultimate atomic protection system! Is to get like them all!
It's a trap! That's a fully functional irradiator!
Irradiator 3000 activated. Attention, emergency. You now have 10 minutes to reach minimum safe distance.
10 minutes? Plenty of time to disarm the device. Hinkles, hand me that whirring bronze gizmo and some fresh spring water. Cogspin, toss me that dirty trog cloth and a handful of always time to tinker.
The fight continues. Even now, only the safe team dares to venture far into the city to search for survivors. Meanwhile, Thermoplug has sent one of his followers, Crush Cog, to distract us in my time for
Emergency. You now have 10 seconds to reach minimum safe distance.
Triumph of Gnomish ingenuity. We'll need all the weapons, inventions, and soldiers we can get in order to defeat Razlo, Crush Cog, and his followers. Over to the northeast, you'll find Engineer Grandspark, one of the new generation of brilliant Gnomish minds. He hasn't had any explosion in over 3 prototypes. He hasn't had an explosion over 3 prototypes. No bragging, Engineer Grindspark is working on a bot that he says will help clean up the toxic airfield. You should introduce yourself to him and see if he needs any help
Never
testing.
reject an idea out of hand.
What will we get? Unending Resolve. Reduces all damage you take by 20%, granting immunity to interrupt and sound effects, so it's a defensive skill. Unending Resolve.
Interesting.
Nick Turk himself has heard of my little project. Splendid. I've almost finished my latest prototype, but maybe you can help me chase down those last few parts. Scrounging for parts. There's too much to do down here, and too few gnomes on their feet to help. The High Tinker's asked me to start converting some of our old bots. That's it. There we go. Our old bots. Where will we? And parts from Operation Number Again. I hope to have a new line of multi-bots ready for a field test soon. But I don't suppose you'd have time to help, do you? There are all kinds of parts scattered around. Pick up anything you find and bring it back to me. You'll never know what could turn out to be useful.
Right. Can I help you?
Okay, here's one.
Pleased to meet you. Greetings.
Try to keep this stuff. Yeah, why not?
Daylight's burning. Hey.
It remind me of the old days. Finish leveling up.
Can I help you? Interesting. Salutations.
Did you get those parts? Those are fantastic. Let's see what we can put together. Would you be interested in testing out the prototype once I'm done? Job for the multi-bot. If the multi-bot works, it'll help us do all kinds of jobs that are unpleasant or dangerous for gnomes. After the McClug detonated his radiator at the end of Operation Number Again, toxic clouds and ooze began building up at the old airfield south of town. If we don't get under control, the contamination could spread to the rest of our lands. Take the multi-bot with you and bring it close to the geysers and the green pools at the toxic airfield. Your bot should spring into action. Use the multi-bot to clean the 5 toxic geysers at the toxic airfield. When you get close enough to the geyser, your multi-bot will automatically begin its task.
Off and away.
There's another quest over here by Tonic.
Pleased to meet you.
What's left behind? Most of us have seen the sickly and deranged gnomes, suffering from exposure to the poisons and radiation of Number Again. Eventually, they'll devolve further, until they become mindless but mostly harmless puddles of toxic sludge. Research suggests that we may even be able to restore them from this state. Go to the toxic airfield, subdue the toxic sludge, and bring back the possessions of the gnomes.
Right. Hey.
The Vibro Knife, unfortunately, doesn't give any stats. But it is more damage than the staff we had.
Can I help you? Pleased
Most
to
of our
meet you.
damage is coming from spells. So. Dealing with the fallout. Spry Sprocket has some crazy theory about these toxic sludges being the last remnants of gnomes, so my men have orders to not engage them. The toxic airfield just south of us is teeming with living contamination. There are elementals composed of contaminated water and other toxic materials. Left unchecked will overrun the town. Will you help us dispose of them?
Great day now.
I think it's better to corrupt first. Yeah, corrupt then shut up. There we go. I just bring it to the pool, right? Does he go in it? Okay, we gotta attack these, I'm guessing. think that's all. Alright, after I turn in these quests, I'm going to get a refill. Today's episode we're going to have for about 30 more minutes, so I'll wrap up at about 5:40ish for today. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you are enjoying it, please remember to like, comment, share, or subscribe. Donations, Venmo, Storm Show.
Interesting.
Dealing with the fallout. What a relief. Thank you for the help. Hope that gadget engineer Grant Spark is working on helps get the airfield cleaned up permanently.
He's seen you.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's not really looking like an airfield. Looks more like a waste dump.
Pleased to meet you. Interesting.
I never expected to work on the first trial. I mean, we've succeeded. I wonder what other uses I can find for this handy little guy.
You have a great day now.
And it's probably good for collecting stuff. Fear, the classic warlock spell that will CC your opponents and send them fleeing in terror. That strikes fear into the enemy, disorienting for 20 seconds. Damage caused may limit its effectiveness.
Greetings. Salutations.
It's a classic. Fear and corruption are both classics.
Hey.
Corruption, by the way, I didn't really do a good job of explaining it. I think it's a damage over time ability. Causes 49 shadow damage over 14 seconds. And then shadow damages. Shadow bolt is your raw damage. Sends the shadow bolt at the enemy, causing 21 shadow damage. I like to combine them because it speeds your opponent towards death, your enemy NPC. Can't wait to give this new technology a try. We've lost more gnomes to radiation than we can count. It's time to turn that around. There we go.
Right.
My brother spent years working on a cure for leper gnomes. Using his notes, I think I perfected the process for restoring gnomes who've devolved to sludge. Let's give this a try. Goggles, everyone! What happened to me? Yeah, he's recovered. You've done it. Sure, he's a little small, even by gnome standards, but he's all here. The question is, what will we remember? What will he remember? Don't talk about me like I'm not here. All I know is I'm hungry. I need to get out of these hideous, smelly clothes. Okay, alright, let's advance.
Hi, how are ya?
I didn't know gnomes could actually be priests. That must have been one of the cataclysm changes that they made. They made it so like undead could be hunters, taurens could be paladins.
Report.
This is Captain Tread Spark Nozzle, Megatorque's advisor. What's keeping Carmarn? The cataclysm tore open deep caves beneath Frostmane Hold, and Trogs flooded out of their warrens. They succeeded in displacing the trolls who used to live there, and they stand to drive us out if we do not act. High Tinker Megatorque hired the renowned demolitionists, Carmen and Pale Grip, to close the caves, then the Trog advance. Received no word about whether he's able to stop the Trogs. Would you please look for him at his camp near Frostmane Hold, to the south beyond the toxic airfield? Let's do it. I don't use the Fallout cover I got because Ancient Bloodmoon Cloak is much better.
Can I help you?
I'll probably be leveling some other characters off stream, like my hunters and paladins. I'll probably be leveling them off stream. Maybe my druid too.
What can I do for you? Great to meet you. How are ya?
It's keeping Carmar, and it won't be tough to collapse the tunnel, but I'm going to need my team and equipment before I can get to the task.
Off with you.
Getting the explosives back. Didn't take a lot of powder to collapse those caves. I don't know whether the damnable Trogs understood that when they stole me supplies, they kidnapped me demolitionists. But the outcome's something the same. Ain't gonna be able to blow nothing up until I've got that powder back. Go south to Frostman Hold until any of those Trogs you find, any of them will be carrying me kegs of powder. You see in action. For a job like this, I normally bring my whole crew of demolitionists with some help in setting up the powder, the charges, and the rest of the gear. The job gets done a lot faster. Those blasted Trogs have my men caged all around Frostman Hold. Now I'm here all alone without the personnel I need to finish the job. Look like a capable warlock, though. Would you find the demolitionists at the Trogs captured to break them out of their cages?
See you soon.
Sure. Ask no more. I don't even think I'll need fear. I don't even think I'll need undead ending resolve either.
Need assistance?
Okay, corruption. Shadow bolt. Okay, he's down. Attack. Got mercy. Okay, we need to find more of those cages. I think in the name of these, for the sake of these quests, it would be most efficient to find the cages and attack any Trogs that are around them, like this guy. Try to get both the quests done at the same time, instead of having to backtrack. Alright, he's down. Okay, corruption coming out. I don't even think the corruption really has a chance to trigger on him. Three-minute cooldown, okay. Don't really need it. Doesn't seem to last either. Back in the days, Warlocks used to have something called demon armor. And they had it way back in Classic too. Give them additional armor. Yeah, we gotta attack. Okay, might be in trouble here. Okay, let's lose him. Okay, we're good. Engineering specialization, we might as well go mining engineering. Might as well.
What's on your mind?
With the explosives back, did I recover the supplies? I did. Now that that's more like it, we may get around to blowing up something after all.
Watch your back.
Yeah, me thanks, and the thanks of the men rest. I've already had the boys started setting up gear down by side the cage, ready to go soon. Finishing the job. My team has finished setting up the powder kegs and the detonator at the bottom of the cave in the western parts of Frostman Hold. All you need to do is venture down there and activate the detonator to blow the powder and collapse tunnels. They'll stop the flow of Trogs from the deep parts of the earth. Mechatork will have an easier time of dealing with the remaining Trogs if you take out the leader who calls himself Boss of Record. Good luck.
Safe travels.
Okay, I'll be right back. We've got about 20 minutes left in today's episode. Stand by. And we'll return after these messages. Back. Fresh refill. There we go. Yeah, sorry for the technical mishap earlier, but I forgot my scenes were attached to hotkeys, and yeah, so you guys will be able to see most of the good stuff throughout the course of this playthrough series. And as always, thank you for all the support of the show. Let me check my options. System, sound. Yeah, it's 100%, so. There we go. Let's take it out. Okay. I've got a couple different sets that I can use for transmog as a mobile one. One of them is Bladeheart, one of them is Voidheart. One of them is the tier 5 set. I can't remember what it's called. Corruptor. Corruptor. I see him, I gotta destroy him. I don't gonna set this guy in defensive because I'm getting tagged. They're on me. Zapped him. Curse of weakness we got. Increases the time between enemies attack by 20% for 3 minutes. 2 minutes, sorry. Let's try it on him. Yeah, he's already dead. Okay, we set the detonator. Does that destroy the wall? Yeah, I don't know what happened. Okie doke, we are level 6. Come along, let's get out of here. Okay.
Got my attention.
Carmen.
Aye?
Finishing the job. I can feel the explosion way up here. But my boys did a fine job rigging up the blast, but it would have never happened without your help. It's only fair that I split my contract payment for you helping me with the job. One more thing. It's time to start packing up and moving on to the next job. There's always something else blowing up out there. Somewhere there's a mountain that needs moving or a gorge that needs carving. And I'll be here to do it. My old friend Dynamite. Don't suppose you'd do me a favor. Would you take this report back to High Tinker and meet Tinker Town? He needs to know if the Trogs won't be bothering his people anytime soon.
Off with you.
Sure. Still moving around at the normal speed, but it's, you know, it's okay. They're both the same. One armor. It is a cool looking set, you gotta admit. Yeah, I'm working on putting this one together. Bellheart.
I need to target something first.
Yeah, not the same. I would need the whole set. Yeah, so we're gonna be working on it. Working on getting it. This is a cool looking set too. Like, you gotta admit. This is the one I've recently got. All I'm missing are the legs.
Hey. Is there something on your mind?
Okay, here he is. Welcome back, Disco Flame. Carmen's report. The High Tinker reads the report. Splendid news. With the Trogs taken care of, we should be able to return to our attention to Krog's troublemaking. The enemy Thermoplug is doing his best to keep us from rebuilding and finishing our reclamation of Novigrad. He sent one of his most loyal henchmen, Razlo Kreshkog, and a force of irradiated gnomes to harry us. They've taken over an whole arsenal on the road to the north. Kreshkog's technicians are repairing those weapons. We have to stop them before they're able to get those Mechano tanks back online. Put his arsenal and eliminate as many as he can. Say no more.
Oh, Nomagon.
Okay, we got a quest over here.
Oh, no.
Ankle Blast.
Salutations.
Pass blast. No tanks. We've lost a couple of scouts trying to find what he plans to do with all those mechano tanks. His radio technicians are apparent. We can't afford to take it slowly anymore. We must act before Crushcog turns his followers and his weapons on us. This techno-grade packs enough explosive power to destroy the mechano tanks and ignite Crushcog their use. Take it north with you along the road to Crushcog's arsenal and take out those
Off
tanks.
and away.
Alright, sounds like a bad guy. Let's take him out. Yeah, eventually we'll have multiple demons.
Pleased to meet you.
Okay, take out this. Okay, we gotta repair the tanks. Destroy them, rather. Okay, we got a bad guy. Kill a lot of these. Let's make it so. Let's just start sprinkling these around. And we're good. Okay. We got Pepsi, cherry Pepsi, and cherry Coke in here. Twice the power fighter. There's no need to debate Coke or Pepsi because you can have both. Haha. Okay. I think I might be able to get to level 10 today. I'll see about it. We got about 7 minutes left in today's episode. We'll see. We'll see.
Got something to report? When in doubt, plan it
That
out.
should set Crush Krog's plans back. We can't rest until he's defeated and Chili Breeze Valley is secure.
Perseverance is the true blueprint to success.
Can I help you?
Megator will be pleased to hear that you've ruined his plans to use hero weapons for his followers without the mechanic tanks. He will be weak and vulnerable.
Be seeing you.
This is also not a good upgrade. Staging in Brunwall while a high tinker, his military advisors, and I finalize plans for the attack. My citizens will be in the village preparing those preparations. Let's get to Brunwall Village, follow the road southeast. Once you arrive, find Jarvis Shadow Step, see if he needs any help. Once it's over, cousins have dispatched a cadre of mountaineers from the Iron Fortress to join us in the fight against Crush Krog.
You can count on me.
See what good they are. Okay. I thought there was another quest I saw, but maybe I was hallucinating that. Yeah, I don't see any other quests, so I guess not. They'll also be easier to level 10 as well because of the add-in amounts. So by extension, conversely, it'll be easier to level because it will be easier to get around. This is Brimwall Village.
Greetings. Hey.
This is Shadow Step here.
Interesting.
Ah yes, she told me to expect you. There's much to do before we take care of old Crush Cog and Black. We have reliable intelligence that he's taken a defensive position on an island in the middle of the frozen lake. To make matters worse, he's surrounded himself with a network of sentry bots that will detect any possible attackers. We're to take him out, we'll need to take out those sentries. The device launches a dark sticky paint that will collect the optical sensors. Just take out his early warning system.
Daylight's burning.
Why don't we just destroy him? It's not like we don't have the forces, right? Are these the ones?
It's too far away. I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Shut him down. Shut him down. I'll try to log off in like Iron Forge or something.
Hey. Salutations.
Goodness, the opening we need to get the drop on Crush Cog. Excellent work. Level 7, Healthstones. The doors of Iron Forge have agreed to help us in the battle against him. Mountaineer Stonegrid has a veteran who knows John Moreau. He and High Tinker McTork stand ready on a small snow-covered island in the Houseflood Lake to the north. Meet up with them there and let the High Tinker know when you're ready to face the traitor. Take this orbital targeting device. This during battle will help guide High Tinker's special weapons. I'll get gloves that are not much of an upgrade. I'll be selling
What's on your mind? Well met.
most of the stuff we'll be selling.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Like compared to my cape, yeah, it's much better. And it scales as well. It'll scale all the way up to level 39. I could buy level up to level 50 upgrades. But it costs a lot of gold, so it's only up to level 39. The max level is level 60, and I'm planning on playing the series all the way to level 60.
Well,
Over
fancy
time.
seeing you here.
Okay, this
There's
is High
always
Tinker.
time to tinker.
Start the assault.
Engineer Thermoplug refuses to acknowledge that his defeat is imminent. He has sent Raslo Crushcog to prevent us from rebuilding our beloved Gnomregon. Let's send him crawling back to his master in defeat.
No.
You! How did you escape detection by my sentry bot? No matter. My guardians and I will make short work of you. To arms, men!
Mechatork Cannon! Mechatork Beam!
Dang!
Mechatork Cannon!
Megatork like destroyed him in one hit, dude. You see that?
We've done it! We are victorious! Crushcog defeated, Thermoplug is sure to be quaking in his mechanotank. And rightly so. You're next, Thermoplug. You're next!
Spear him just to see what it's like. He didn't live long enough. Good trigger. It's quite alright. It's quite alright. I think I'll set my hood down Forge meantime. Okay. This might be as far as we get in today's episode. It's already 5:40. Let me see if I can get back to Iron Forge or rest spot at least.
Can I help you?
To free Crushcog and his interference. With the defeat of Crushcog and his forces, Thermoplug can't afford to send any more of his followers to the surface. Can't wait for the day when we defeat him for good. And again, no upgrades. On to Keranos. Some of the mountaineers under Stone Grid's command were telling me about the situation out in Keranos when the Trogs took over Frostmane. Sounds like the surviving trolls.
The people of Iron Forge and Oregon speak with one voice this day. Hear us well, Thermoplug. The day of your defeat approaches.
Okay, anyway, now the threat of the Orcs are in Keranos. Sounds like they're going to need all the help they can get. You should go there and introduce yourself. I believe there is a inn there. That's probably where I'll run off. Oh wow, it's quite a far ways away. Look at that. Okay. Alright, I have to leave this valley area. I'm telling you, once I'm level 10, it's going to make a lot more sense, guys. That's gonna be me. All the way to level 40, maybe closer. I don't know. I actually have a decent amount of the 25 set. Actually, it's not a bad looking set. Might be one of my favorite Warlock sets, as a matter of fact. And Warlock is one of those classes that has a lot of great armor sets. Okay, we're getting there. Once I'm in, I'll be wrapping up.
How are you? What can I do for you?
Now, for Keranos, I was supposed to be bringing these casks of ale to the inn in Keranos. They contain a mysterious new ale produced by an upstart brewery based in Greenwald Village. As I was leaving town, I was attacked by a Frostman troll raiding party. It's going to take me days to repair the wagon. Not supposed to be willing to do me a favor, will you? These big kegs aren't going anywhere, but I have some smaller sample casks. You bring them to Keranos. Just follow the road southeast.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Matter of fact, I was heading there anyway, so it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. This is it. The reason why we want to log off in inns and capital cities is because that will give us rest experience. Whenever we're logged off or waiting in a resting area, it will passively grant us a bonus to our experience. So that will make it easier to level. You're based in bull ribs. Nothing my tavern patrons enjoy more than some beer-based bull ribs. Only problem is the local trapper who used to bring me supplies enlisted in the King's army to help the war in the Alliance front. Maybe you can help me out. If you bring me some bull ribs and a wraps of malt from the tavern, I'll give the family recipe for famous beer-based bull ribs. Not to mention a free sample of the secrets in the malt.
Be good.
I just need to learn how to make
What can I do for
recipes. Tasty, tasty recipes.
Here there.
It's perfect stout. Well, on a quest to make the perfect stout. I know I can do it. Springs in my blood. I just need to find the right recipe. Frostman trolls grow a plant, Shimmerweed, up on the Shimmer Ridge to the northwest. They use it in their strange tribal rituals. I haven't found much use for it, but it has a neat taste, and I want to experiment with it in my brews. And the Shimmery will be dangerous, but it'll pay well for any you can borrow from the baskets in the troll village. Ha 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 ha. Okay, this is both this quest completion, Captain Dern. If it's recommending you, you must have made quite an impression. Your help will be most welcome here, as we've a wealth of enemies and few mountaineers to face them. Frostmane aggression. The Cataclysm has thrown the balance of power in Dumero into question. Disco. Without warning, a wave of trogs emerged from the caves near Numrigan, overrun Frostmane trolls. The trolls have been migrating east ever since. There have been a Frostmane presence up on Shimmer Ridge to the northwest, but with migration, the trolls now surround us. We can't allow the trolls to use this position to their advantage, while my men hold the line in the east, striking against Shimmer Ridge. Okay, this is the Flight Master. Flight Masters, we want to talk to them because every Flight Master you talk to, Griffin Master, will allow you to go to the other. And back in the days before mounts, this was the fastest way to get around. This was like the taxi service. So the more of these you got, the easier it was to get around. Nowadays they have like ground mounts and flying mounts, and the flying mounts I think are about as fast as these flight paths. But back in the day, again, it made it a lot easier to get around. And while I'm still leveling up and waiting to get, so you can see I'm resting.
Pleased to meet you.
Great to meet
Hi,
you.
how are you?
Yeah, while I'm still leveling and waiting to get flying access to flying mounts, it'll make it much more convenient to get them with
Great to meet you.
those flight paths and mounts. Okay, so this
What's
guy,
on your mind?
we'll probably make this in our new base, and then we'll log off here.
Great to meet you.
And that's where we'll wrap up for today's episode. Bound for Kurnos. Build your tankard and pull up a chatter. We've stories to tell and kegs to empty. Welcome, visitor. Have you come to the inn to rest, or do you need a new Hearthstone? These are the samples. They look promising. I've heard great things about the short and stab brutally, but I haven't had the chance to try the riddle until now. While you're here, relax a little. If you need to spare Hearthstone and wish to make Kurnos your home, just speak to me and I'll be happy to help. Probably eat the bread.
See you soon.
I've been taking a lot of
What can I do
damage.
for you? I have the finest wires in the land.
Okay, these aren't an upgrade, right? Yeah, they're not. Let's take theirs.
Safe travels. You got my attention.
There's a quest over here. Let's go ahead and grab it and log off. We might want to look at professions as well while we're here.
How are ya?
Okay, let's get it.
Watch your back. What's on your mind?
See a lot of young dwarves at my door, eager to learn the trade of cooking. If there's one thing a cook needs more than anything, it's a cleaver. I have a list of students who scored higher in their lessons and earned an honorary cleaver. Take my list to go on their bolt or toe in Ironforge. I'll get the cleavers ready. The fastest way to Ironforge is on a griffin, so bring the list to our griffin master, Brolan Galebeard, to speak with him about the transport to Ironforge. We've already talked to him, of course. That's where the flight path was that we unlocked, so it'll be pretty simple to get to Ironforge from there. And once we get to Ironforge, that'll be our new home, because Ironforge is like I was saying, one of the main bases of the Alliance. They've got portals there that lead everywhere, and it'll be a good leveling up hub for us to have far into the foreseeable future. And the good thing about Ironforge is it has a lot of services. Like, it's got the auctioneer, the bank, professions, practically everything we'll need during leveling will be there in Ironforge, as well as like warlock and pet trainers and all that kind of thing. Okay, so without further ado, I believe we got most of the quests. Okay, alright, well, ready. That has been the kickoff to our World of Warcraft leveling series. Sorry for the technical difficulties towards the beginning of the episode. Like I was saying, the hotkeys were bound to my scene, so when I hit the key for Shadow Bolt, it defaulted to my webcam view. So for the remainder of the series, that shouldn't be a problem. I hope you've all enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to donate, Ben Stormer Show.